Hey ladies, for this bauble, you're going to be layering some nail polish colors in a bowl of water. So you can pick as little or as many colors as you want. It can take a little while for the nail polish to run out of the bottle, so just be patient with it. You'd rather have a small amount come out at first and kind of build it rather than to have too much come out at once. And keep in mind that the edges of your pattern or design in the water is what is going to be on the sides of your bauble, so that's going to be more visible. So make sure that you're not too sparse on the outer bits. Now you're going to take your bauble and just plunge it into the water right through the center. Now be careful when you do it. Don't do as I did, where you kind of swirled it around in the rest of the paint at the top, because then it just got very clumpy at the top. Instead, when you want to take the bauble out of the water, go right down under the water and then drag it to a space where there's no nail polish. So bring it up through a clear section of water to avoid it getting too clumpy around the top there and collecting extra paint. So now you're going to set your bauble aside to dry and then use a paddle pop stick to collect the excess nail polish in the water, and you can do another one. And this part is optional. I put some iridescent glitter inside. It gives it just like a beautiful kind of glittery effect, because when you do this bauble with the nail polish, you'll have sections that maybe didn't get covered with nail polish, or sections that are very light, and so you can fill in those sections that aren't covered with glitter. So you just put the glitter in and shake it around, and then any excess you can tip into a little cup. So you can see how beautiful and iridescent it is now with the glitter underneath there. Okay, for the next part, you may see up in the corner I'm cutting some gems out. It is kind of fiddly to cut them out, but the payoff is worth it, I would say. So just cut them up then individually and place them on your bulb however you like. It can be a little time consuming and tricky to get the individual pieces off of the backing, so you want to be careful that you're not pulling the gem away from the adhesive backing and only pulling it away from the plastic backing. Now for the next bit, we've got some smaller gems. These ones are a little trickier to cut out because they're at an angle on the backing. I found actually it's easier if you cut them straight down the center as opposed to how I've cut them here. So if you cut them straight down the center, it makes it a little easier to then cut them up individually. So with the next ones, it was a bit easier to chop up because they're in straight lines, but a little trickier because they were smaller and closer together. So it can be a little bit fiddly, just take your time with it. Now, if you run into any issues where the gem is not coming off of the backing, which I did run into this a few times, take the sharp edge of a pair of scissors and try to peel it away at the edge, if that makes sense.